Welcome to Lorenzo's vlog. About the history of editing. So right now I'm being interviewed by Adam Barnett.
That's me.
He's a fine lad. And yeah, let's get into it.
Brilliant.
Let's go.
So how has edited change over time?
The history of film has had many changes over the years, which means styles of editing have changed. Films and movies have started out since the 1800s with no editing at all. Most of these films were one-shot short films. People thought that cinemas didn't have a future since people were filming things you could go outside and see, so like going out to the park. It was like very simple sort of filming ideas, right? Okay. Then they came up with the idea of adding two pieces of shots and add them together. To do this, they would have to physically cut and paste the footage together to change between shots. They would use a splicer to thread the film on a machine. This was the first ever sign of editing. It was editing that allowed film to take off as it sped up or slowed down, which is interesting because this obviously can't be done in real life, so slowing it down and speeding up, they have to do it like physically. This is the reason why people like film, as they'll be able to edit their own lives if they're in the film. Editing can also have an effect on the audience. For example, it can make them startle or laugh. Editing also made it to colour film. This was the first use of film colorisation. To do this, each shot was individually coloured by hand.
So what is the purpose of editing?
There are many purposes for editing. It can make us laugh, scared, or even sad. For example, if you was to make an audience scared, maybe try and slow down the editing in between takes to add tension. Editing can also add pace to your film, for example, having many transitions in between short clips. This could be useful for a fighting scene. Editing can engage the reader by having still shots to make them feel as if they're part of the film. It can also add storytelling by keeping the flow of each transition appropriate.
What conventions and techniques are used?
Alright, conventions and techniques. Cutting to a soundtrack can make the audience that the part of the film is sad, happy or scary. It will take time. I'll take the theme of horror for an example. Adding a slow and dramatic soundtrack can intensify the footage by making the audience feel uneasy and alone. The footage can also be edited to add speed and duration manipulation. Clips can be sped up and also clipped into a full handle full of short clips to add pace. This would be useful in a fighting scene. Duration can be added by having a still long shot, which would add tension and a sense of longevity to the clip. This could be used in a drama or a dramatic scene. Jump cutting is another convention to use by adding multiple clips in a short space of time to add sense of intensity.
Lastly, how can you prepare to edit?
So you've got the older methods, so like storing and labelling tapes, create rushes of vlogs, marking up scripts, so annotating what parts of the scene you want to modify and add an effect to, creating bins in Premiere Pro, clarifying the purpose of work, importing clips, so footage that you filmed, importing them into a computer and editing it on a software, importing clips, project bins, storage and backup, file tapes, and that's it. They are the, that's what you can do to prepare and edit, Adam.
Sweet stuff.
Cool. We'll be in the next one. Catch us next week for vlog number 3.